Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry for the production. I'm just trying to get these videos out pretty quick because I know you guys don't really give a shit about the production. Let's get into the playoffs, man. We're in the finals. What's up? Now, when you look at these two teams, we got Safari and Team Overdose, right? Looking at their leaders, right, we got AJT and Alvarado, two of the top best players that we have in GOAT format right now. Period. I mean, when you think about AJT, I mean, this guy is a very wholesome guy. I've met the guy personally, very good guy. I like AJT as a leader. I mean, because look at the team he's built, man. He built all these guys. He left, he left the winning team and made his own team. And look where this guy's at. Undeniable facts. Now, when you look at Alvarado, I like the guy. He's a really good guy too, man. But if you look at the team he's built, man, I mean, this guy's steady each year. These past two seasons has brought two of the best teams back to back. He's in the finals twice. I mean, and especially with season two, I mean, look at him. Look how many teams was this season. It's a lot of teams, and this dude still got his team to the finals. Love this guy. Love both. I mean, leaders, man. Because if you think about it, man, I mean, that reflects kind of like what this league is about. You know what I mean? Team camaraderie. Can you bring the best out of your players? And I think both these players have did that for their teams, man. Now, besides all that, man, when you look at, you know, who you would consider to be the team favorite, right? Most people are going to say Overdose, right? Every single person on this team has done something crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, far as in the GOAT world, they've done crazy things that are well known. On paper, you're going to know exactly who these people are, right? So you're going to give it to them. But let's get into the matchups, man. Let's see actually what it looks like on paper. Let's get into like the MVPs, right? When you look at Team Safari, the two outstanding players that's been performing the best on that team has been Marcus and AJT. Both these guys are 4-0 in the playoffs right now. Their MVP is 1-1, right? Rabbit, I don't know. He's 2-1, right? Merce is 0-2, and Soul is 1-1. So they're kind of they. In a sense, they're not as deep as Team Overdose, right? Let's get into that. They're not as deep as them because Team Overdose got a plethora of bodies, right? Few players ain't playing well. Boom, let's kick these guys in here. Well-known, legit players. Facts. Alvarado himself, he's 1-1, but he doesn't have to perform well because he's got so many good players on his team, right? You know what I mean? He's got Luda, he's 3-1. You got James, who's 3-0. He's been the best performing player on their team, without question. Geist D, 2-0. Dale, he's the guy that's coming in the finals. Perfect, right? Nobody's expecting him to come in and boom, look at him. He's right there. He's 0-0, man, but that doesn't mean anything. This dude is always prepared. This is one of the best players in the game that we've ever had, right? He's in the Hall of Fame. Then you got Spiral, who's 2-0. He came out of nowhere. People were kind of like, is he going to do anything? He's been chilling. He's been on the back burner for a while now. And look, he's performing well for these guys. So all in all, man, I mean, that's the part that makes it so tough, man. I mean, Matt Uber, I think he was kind of on a down slope. And then 1997, whatever his name is, I think he lost last round. So they just pushed those guys to the side and was like, let's put in Dale and let's put in Geist D. What's up? And which is smart, man, because if you look across the board, every person they have on a team right now, except for Anthony, is either undefeated. I mean, not undefeated, but has a winning record or hasn't played at all, being Dale. The only person that's 1-1 is Alvarado. But when you look at AJT's team, he's keeping the same list, same guys. He's not changing nothing up. That's what I like about it. He doesn't care what happened last week, right? He knows these guys can do, and so he's going to keep them in the lineup. He's not going to switch it up. But if you look at their win rate, right, their record, it is a bit more skewed towards you would put it in favor of OD, right? They just did it a little bit different, and I got to give him respect to that. That was a smart move. Now, going into the actual matchups, man, let's get first. I want to talk about Merce, my guy, and we got Spiral. Now, Merce has been 0-2, right? Spiral is 2-0. But let's think about what Merce has been playing against. He's been playing against Warriors in the quarterfinals and in the semifinals, right? And Warriors against Turbo, you know how that can go. Maybe he doesn't play that well against it. I don't know. I mean, it could. If we go back and look at the replays, we can probably see what was some of the reasons why. But I'm not going to count that as like, oh, he's not really built for this. He's not built for the playoffs. No, let's be real. This guy is still a problem. And I think if Spiral was going to be playing Turbo, I'm going with Merce. If Spiral was playing with Turbo, I'm going with Merce. Facts. Because I think that Merce has played, he actually prefers that matchup more than he probably prefers to play against Warriors, right? So I don't know much about Spiral. I think people probably say that Spiral is better than Merce only because Spiral doesn't really talk. He's kind of just like this mystique where it's just like he just comes in and gets you buckets. Having said that, I don't think that is really going to reflect in this actual finals. I'm going to give it to Merce. I think that he's going to. I'm going to say 2-1. I think it's going to be close, but I think that Merce has been playing more than Spiral, has been playing a lot of Turbo matchups, and I think he's going to bounce back in the finals with a big showing. What's up? Now, the second matchup, man, I want to look at my guy Luda and my guy Marcus. When you look at Luda, man, I think that you have to look at him as a guy who is got some tactics. This guy is tactically sound. He loves to do things in certain ways to throw you off, right? He likes for you to be like, oh, he's doing this. And it's like, I wasn't actually doing that. Gotcha. And he likes to set you up for these plays, man. And I think that's the tricky part about him. Like, you know what I mean? He's really good as far as like just positional play and just playing correctly. But he also has another level where he can start throwing in tactics here and there, setting cards, setting a kaiku. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to do that in the finals, but these are the type of things that he's capable of doing just to kind of confuse you, right? Just to get off certain cards. He's not going to play just by the script. But when you look at Marcus, man, this guy is obviously kind of up and coming, came out of nowhere. People is gonna, like, if people had like a top 20, maybe even a top 10, man, he might get in there. Like, I'm gonna just be real. Like, people like Marcus. I don't know too many people that don't like Marcus. They see what this guy do. He's very skillful, tactically sound. I'm gonna give Luda I think Luda's more tactical because he likes to be edgy. Marcus doesn't really play that way based on what I've seen him do. However, that does not mean he doesn't have it in his repertoire, his tool bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm gonna say about that. I think it will come down to tactics. It also can come down to somebody just drawing the nuts. But if we're just getting into just the minutia of the game, I don't think it's going to come down to some tactics or not being played into the tactics, right? Who can get who first? Who can outplay who? If I'm gonna pick that matchup, man, dang, that's tough, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hold y'all on that one, man. I like both y'all guys, so it's like I'm gonna lose either way. You feel me? I'm gonna say. I got to do it. I like Team Safari. I want the underdog to win. I'm going with Marcus. Here's my reason why. Because I don't think that Marcus is going to fall for some of the tactics that Luda likes to implement. He likes to do this. He caught me with it a few times. This is the way he likes to play. So I think Marcus is going to make really good reads. If both players draw equally, I think that Marcus is going to edge him out 2-1. Let's go. Third matchup, we got AJT and my guy Alvarado. when you look at these two players, obviously, man, you can't say one is better than the other. I think these guys are on the same level, right? S tier. We're not even going A tier. A tier. We're going to go S tier. Looking at it, I think it's going to come down to theory and who's more prepped, right? Who's more prepped for certain matchups. I think they're both going to be prepped for turbo. Facts. I also think that they have two different theories. They think about the theory of the game differently when it comes to the two turbo decks. When it comes to turbo itself and like their mirror match, right? I know AJT is a big advocate of main decking Kaiku. Spoiler alert. Not really. I mean, most people know. I think, and also, my bad, let me go back. And I think AJT is not a really big proponent of Jar Greed. I think he's shown that over a while with his different lists. You really don't see Jar Greed in there. You see Dust Trap Shoots and things of that nature. But when you look at Anthony, he kind of is not really on board with the Trap Dust Shoot. I've seen him run it sometimes. He's very like topsy-turvy with that. You know he likes Jar Greed, so that's usually in there. He doesn't like to main deck Kaiku. He's not really edgy enough to just throw in the mind control, which I'm not saying he won't. He's capable of doing all these things. He really don't know what this guy's going to do. However, based on just what I've seen, he doesn't do these type of things. He doesn't go crazy unless it's like a big event or something. He might spice it up. But for the finals, I don't see him just going crazy and just like, I'm a main deck 2 mind controls and 3 Dust Trap Shoot. No, I don't think he's going to do that. However, AJT is very capable of doing that. So I think it's going to come down to that dynamic of whose preparation and whose actually theory actually is going to work out a little bit better. Having said that, I got to go with AJT. This guy is 4-0. He's been killing the game. He's been on point with his reads and the way he's been playing. Just got back from a GGP win, right? In Cali. You feel me? So, having said that, Ant, that doesn't mean he can't win. We know how the game is. But, again, we're just trying to be a little bit dirty, a little bit grimy about the game and expecting both players to draw equally. I'm going to give it to AJT. Now, let's get into our fourth matchup of the 6. We got Rabbit. I don't know how to say that. I mean, I'd actually do if I just like really looked at it. I'm just not even really trying to look at it like that. And then we got Geist D. Let's be real. I'm gonna get right onto it with Geist D. This guy, Geist D, is probably the best GOAT control player we have right now. This guy is a straight up beast. I mean, like when I watch him play, man, I mean, sometimes he's the type of guy, like the way I watch him. There's a few other players, I'm not gonna name them, but like he's inspiring, man, just watching him play the game. Like this dude just plays GOAT control so well. Like he just knows how to get full value out of cards. It's just like creature swap. He just usually sometimes that card is like booty, but then like he can get max value out of it. Or you think you got him locked on the board, he can just like, no, I'm not locked. If I was going to be locked out, what you think I'm gonna let you lock me? No, this guy, it's like he just sees things. He just sees in a different realm when it comes to GOAT control. This guy's scary. Having said that, Rabbit's playing Warrior. GOAT control against Warrior, that's a nightmare for Warriors. I mean, let's be real. I feel sorry for Rabbit. I don't know what to. I mean, to me, that's a clear 2-0. I mean, possible that Rabbit could actually side deck something that's going to be able to compete with what Geist D is doing. But if he wasn't expecting Geist D GOAT control, like it's just a nightmare. Like it's already a nightmare. Then you're playing against the best, in my opinion, GOAT control player that we have right now. I mean, you're playing against the best GOAT control player. And not to mention that GOAT control is a nightmare for Warriors to play against. Like, I don't think anybody in their right mind would not say that Geist D has the edge, if not just bona fide 2-0, right? Just that slap, just like, bap, you know what I mean? So I got to go with Geist D on that one. So I'm not even really looking at like, Is it going to be 3-3-3 or 4-2? I'm just going based on what I'm seeing and just some of the notes that I've wrote down. So I don't even know what it's going to look like towards the end. Now we're going to get into that to Dale and Soul Master. When you look at Dale, obviously this guy is it speaks for itself. Everybody knows who Del Bolito is. Even if you don't play GOAT, like this guy just playing Yu-Gi-Oh, people know who Del Bolito is. Like this guy, if he wanted to right now, I bet he could just go get a deck. Like excluding what, money he has, if he just has the connections. It's just his connections just because of how good this player was. Having said that, let's be real. Like I gotta be 1,000 wow. Like he has not, I would say that his results is not actually indicative to the type of player he is. He has not been winning, or he hasn't been playing as, I'm not going to say it's him playing badly. I just think that he just has not gotten the results that I know that most people would expect him to get, right? So we got to be real with that. Now, looking at Soul Master is a Warrior player, very good. His brother is Lucas, who is one of the best players that we have in GOAT format. So that tells you that he is getting tutored. He knows, he understands the game because he's getting insight by one of the best GOAT players that he just, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, that's unfair. So, like, what's up, man? Like, share some knowledge. Tell us what Lucas is thinking. But having said that, man, like, when you look at what Soul Masters did, he's been relatively, like, on average, on par, like very good player. He can beat anybody on any given day. He was playing Turbo for a while, but he's kind of went back to Warrior. And I think honestly, I would have liked to, if he is on Turbo, that's awesome. I would like to see him on Turbo right now. I think in the finals, I want to see him on Turbo. Maybe that's some strategy they're using where they want to keep it like, Warrior, a few Warriors, a few Turbo, just to keep people honest. But I think I want to see Turbo at a Soul Master. But if he's on Warriors, we know what Dell's on, right? At least we assume what he's on. He's on that Chaos Control. And what does Chaos Control do to Warriors? It slaps the shit out of them. Like, it's just not even, you know what I mean? Like, let's be real. Like, Chaos Control just slaps Warriors and all kind of other decks. You know what I mean? Like, Chaos Turbo's already like, I would say Chaos Control is actually harder to beat for Warriors than it is Chaos Turbo. So if we're looking at it from that perspective, you got to give it to Dale, right? Just based on the actual matchup itself. Anyway, so I got to give that to Dale. I'm going to give that a 2. I'm going to just say 2-0. Only because of the matchup. Look at the statistics that we have in the or whatever you call it, the Google Sheets. Like, look at the statistics. It's not pretty. I know this is long, guys. I'm sorry. If I'm sure half y'all's already gone by now, but for the guys that's still here, this is our final matchup. Lucas versus James Arc. Now, I want to speak about James Arc. I know I've met both of these players. Very good guys. Actually, man, Lucas came up to me that was like my first GGP. He came right up to me, knew who I was, said what's up, man. It was dope. It was really cool, man. It was like, man, like, this dude is pretty cool. I didn't really know all the stuff he's done. Like, so for it's got to be that good and come to me and say what's up and talk to me and shop it with me, it was dope. Him and Soul Master. I'm sorry, yeah, Soul Master came to me. They brothers. They walked up to me. But getting back to James Arc is tactically on. Like, I'm gonna go, okay, these are my top 3 tactical players that I see in GOAT format. Now, there may be more. There might even be people better than him tactically. But just from the people I know and what I've seen, my top 3, and that's tough, man. Like, it's between LeBounty, James Arc, and Del Bolito. I mean, Del Bolito tactically, if you haven't watched him, this guy's tactics is on another level. James Arc's tactics is on another level. In any type of Yu-Gi-Oh sense, right? It don't matter if you play a draft. It don't matter if you play Edison, it don't matter if you're playing GOAT. Like, this guy's, James is on it. Like, I'm just being real. And, I have my issues with James, but I just got to be real. Real is real. And I gotta put LeBounty above him. I gotta put LeBounty first. LeBounty tactically is insane, because when they do these tactics, it's like tactics that's crazy. It's like their tactics is not even really risky. It's like low risk, extreme reward. Like, most people on a general level do tactics that is high risk, high reward, but these guys are doing low risk, high reward. Like, how's that even possible? You feel what I'm saying? So I got to go LeBounty, James, and Dale, like, in that order. But now let's look at Lucas, man. Obviously, this guy's the MVP. I've spoken about him before. MVP, hasn't really been carrying the team in the playoffs, but this is the finals. If there's a time where it's time to put in that work, this is it, right? It's time to turn into Michael Jordan, and he has that capability to ignite this whole team of Team Overdose on fire. And I think he got something to prove, because we hear what people be talking about: Team Overdose this, Team Overdose that. You know what I'm saying? Lucas is quiet, real. He quiet and deadly. James is loud and deadly. The two opposites clashing against each other. What are we about to watch here, man? So it's going to be exciting, man. It's going to come down to tactics. I think their preparation is going to be relatively the same. I don't think Lucas changes too much up. James, he's tactical. He likes to spice things up. But I don't think it's going to be to that level, especially being in the finals. I think they're both expecting to play against Turbo, so you're going to see something similar to what AJT and Ant is doing, but different. And again, it comes down to me. A lot of these matchups coming down to tactics. Like, is you falling for the tactics or are you not? You know what I mean? Are you playing positionally or are you not? And I think that Lucas is going to play straight up and he's going to dog you. And I think James is going to play straight up and tactically and dog you. So this is a tough one, man. I don't really know. Like, look at these things I got to choose from. Lucas and James. I will say this. I would say, man, that's tough. That really is. Like, I got to end it right here, man. Sorry, I can't even give you that one. Peace.